My name is Karen Lyons, and I'm coming to you from the Whitman Wellness Center. And as you can see, I've had an unfortunate accident. I actually, February, broke my ankle. However, it's not keeping me from continuing through doing a chair class. Chair yoga is really about movement. It's for everybody and every body. And so today, because of the situation that I'm in right now, as you can see, I've got my block right here to kind of help balance my hip. And so I put my block here onto the floor, and then I've got my other leg on it to compensate for this big old Star Wars boot that I've got on here. And then today I also have a belt because we'll be working mostly with the upper body. And it's really important because think about the upper body and keeping this all working, and then the energy just will flow down. It will go where it needs to go. So we're going to start off before we get going here with a little bit of pranayama. And pranayama is a great opportunity. It's a breath work, and it's a great opportunity for you to just get yourself grounded in, relaxed, and in the present moment. And today what I would like to do is a pranayama that we call, or a breathing exercise that we call Nadi Shodhana, which is an alternate nostril breathing. And I'm going to bring a block, but if you've got like a book or something, just anything to support your elbow, that would be great. So this is, I take my two fingers, okay, and I'm going to put them right in between my eyebrows. So this is the pineal gland, pineal gland, right in through here. And this is what we call our third eye, our intuition. And it's also a place where we balance off the nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system gets balanced. So it's that fight or flight or that ease into the moment. So I'm going to press and put a little bit of pressure right there. So the block is just to support my elbow, and I'm going to put that pressure right there. I'm going to close up my left nostril with my ring finger, and I'm going to start to take a nice deep long breath inhalation through the right nostril. Once I fill up my lung with that beautiful air, I'm going to close up my right nostril with my thumb and exhale through the left. Nice and slow and gentle, just as much. Now I'm going to inhale through the left nostril, close up the left, and exhale through the right. And you just keep repeating this. Inhaling through the right, close it up, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close it up, exhale through the right. Again, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Just keep going with those rounds of inhaling and exhaling. And of course, if this is all way too much, you can certainly just use both fingers, right? Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And again, it's a great way of balancing out those two sides of the nervous system for you, that finding that yin and yang in your nervous system. So just do a couple more rounds. Melting into the breath, allowing your thoughts to just dissipate. Finding the stillness in the present moment. One more. And relax. So again, that's a really good breath to do anytime you find that you're getting a little bit jiggy-wiggy, a little nervous, a little anxious, or even depressed. Just do a few rounds of that breath to help you get right back into a balance, to help you recenter yourself. Okay? All right, so now we're going to continue with that little bit of a breath. We're going to use arms now. So we're going to start to warm the body up a little bit. So I'm going to inhale, reach my arms out. Now as I do this, I'm drawing my belly button in and up. I'm really getting some nice length in the spine. Inhaling again, and then exhaling down. So it's a two breath. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Two more times. Inhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. And then just inhale, inhale, exhale, opposite. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Two more times. Inhale, inhale, exhale, and one more. Exhale. Beautiful. And then just kind of shake that out a little bit. And we'll start now with warming up through the neck area. So I'm just going to drop my chin down towards my chest, open up through the cervical spine. And then I'm going to inhale all the way back up. Back. And drop my right ear to my right shoulder. Then I'm going to come up. And then the other side. Back to center. Again, dropping down, maybe go a little deeper this time, pointing the shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Coming up and going all the way up, maybe taking that lower jaw up and over. Coming back, going to that right. Coming back and going to the left. Now we're just going to dip down and start to make big circles one way with that neck. Good. And then go around in the opposite. Might hear a little crunching, opening up. Good. And then coming back to center. And now what I want to do is I'm going to slide off my chair a little bit. Take my block out. It's just going to I have a chair with arms today, so I'm just going to try to get a little bit more freedom from the arms. So from now here, we're going to inhale the hands up. I'm going to flip the palm of one hand up and one up. And then I'm just going to wring out my arms back and forth a little bit. Good. Again, you might hear a little crunching. That's okay. And then taking my hands to my shoulders. I'm going to start to take my elbows up and around and then pull back. Holding here for a moment. Feel that broadening in the collarbone and in the chest. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then coming back and pull. And come back and Oh, good. And then release that. And then I'm going to take my shoulders and roll them in and back. Okay, so you kind of roll it together, roll them back, roll together, and roll back. And then taking my elbows up and down, up and around. Backwards and forward. And shake that out a little bit. So I have today a belt, and we're going to use this. If you don't have a belt, grab a towel or a piece of rope if you've got it handy, or a tie, anything that kind of looks similar to a belt. Go ahead and grab it. And if you don't have it today, you'll do this without the belt. So I'm going to start in a nice long V, as much as I can. I'm really going to open it up and take this right up and over my head. And I'm just kind of pulling on the belt as much as I can, lifting up. So this is going to help us open up through our side body. I'm going to take a nice inhale here. And as I exhale, I'm going to dip over to the right, coming up, and then dipping over to the left. Now squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. Don't collapse forward. I'm just going to move back a little bit. Coming up, and back. So just a little slight movement here. And then start to make the shoulders go back a little bit. So maybe just kind of bounce the belt down as much as you can, feeling that nice openness. Now, you may not have that rotation yet, so don't worry about it. Just take it to you always want to take your postures to what we call the edge, meaning you want to feel the stretch, but you don't want to feel it so much that it's actually painful. Just want to feel that little bit of a tug, and then you know that you're at your spot, your sweet spot, your edge. Don't ever go beyond it. That's when, you might hurt yourself, so you don't want to do that, right? You just want to find that nice, soft edge. Now I'm going to take the belt, and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. Up, and I'm going to do the same thing. Leaning over one way, up, to the other. And then taking it back a little bit. Pulsating a little bit, feeling that. Okay, good. And then bring that down, and then we'll just shorten it a little bit more. This time probably about shoulder distance apart from one another. And then I'm going to lift up. And again, now we're going to go all the way over as far as we can. And again, try to bring the shoulder back near your ear so that you're not in front. And draw that elbow up. And then see if you, as much as you can, try to straighten that elbow out. Okay? And then reaching. So now you're really opening up through the side body and through that rib cage. Opening up through the lymph node. And then over to the other side. And again, try to keep this elbow as straight as possible and also up and away towards the back. And then coming back up. And now if you kind of go back, you might feel you can't go as far as when we had our hands a little bit wider, right? That's okay. Keep your chin up away from your chest, so don't scrunch down, and start to think about the shoulder blades. Don't let them creep up by your ears. Let them drop down towards your hips. Good. And then just take that and press and pull all the way down, and then leave it right on your neck. Whew. And shake that out a little bit. Take a nice inhale up, exhale, a little recovery breath here for a moment. inhaling it up and exhale down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my belt and I'm going to put it over my left shoulder. And again, if you don't have your belt, it's okay. You can just visualize that you do have one. I'm going to take my hands up and exhale the hand down. Now when I come down, I'm going to grab hold of the belt at the top with my left hand. My right hand is going to swing around and find the bottom of the belt, and I'm going to hold on to both ends. So I have my hands, if I can turn this way. Oh no. Yeah. Sorry. Well, you'll have to edit that piece. Okay, I'll turn around this way and coming up. Good. And then relax that down. Shake it out. Let's do 3 breaths for letting go. So it's an inhale up, squeeze the shoulders up, exhale down. Squeeze them up, exhale down, and squeeze them up, exhale down. Good. And then we're going to come back over to the other side, taking that belt up, take an inhale up, grab hold of the top of that belt with that hand, and then swing this left hand down now around, find that belt, lifting up. And the other thing I like to do is take my fists and kind of press them in between my shoulder blades and help lift up my torso. And I'm lifting my chin up away from my chest, lifting up out of my pelvic bowl, drawing my belly button in the back of the and holding here. Breathing. Good. Then relax that arm down and shake it out. Good. All right, so one more time, we're going to just now take this belt and we're going to work that rotation back again. And once again, taking the belt as wide as you can first, lifting up and moving back as far as you can go. So if you get this rotation, it's awesome, but if you're, just go where you get stuck. Once you get there, stop. That's your edge. And coming back and then lifting up and around. Feels good. Coming back. And then we're going to just make it a little bit smaller. Of course, the smaller we go, the less mobility that we have. Now that's all I can do for today, so that's fine for me. And lifting up. And then making maybe just a little bit smaller, coming up and coming back and coming up. So only go again to that edge, that point of ooh, not the out, and coming back. Good. And then shake that out. All right. Now I'm going to take my arms out. I'm going to take my right hand onto my left elbow, and I'm going to draw it all the way across, opening up through the back of the shoulder. Bring my arm up in front, and then I'm going to take that arm around and find my eagle arms. Now here, I'm going to squeeze my elbows together, forearms together, and the more I squeeze together, the more I'm going to feel a nice stretch in the outer back. I'm going to lift up, and I'm actually going to come forward and breathe into my lower back. Then I'm going to come back up. I'm going to unwind, goddess hands, and relax. Good. Taking that to the other side. So grabbing hold of that elbow, reaching over, opening up first in the back of the shoulder, drawing it up. Take that elbow, swing it all the way around and under, and clasp your fingertips of the eagle arms. Once again, I'm squeezing through my back, or I should say squeezing through my forearms to feel it in my back. And then I'm coming down. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And then coming back up. Exhale, unwind. Maybe do the goddess again. And down, good. And then just kind of shake that out. So our wrists, we want to kind of keep them flowing and rolling around. Okay. And then maybe the other one, roll that around. And then kind of flap them up and down. Flap them around, up and down, side to side. Around one way and around the other. Good. And then I'm going to take my fingertips and pull them back as I pull the wrist back. And then I'm going to take and pull the wrist down the other way. So now I'm pulling the fingertips in, down, towards me. Do that again on this side, pulling fingertips back. And then pulling fingertips down. Pulling fingertips back. Pulling them down, pulling back, and pulling down. And then shake that out. All right, so continuing on now through that rib cage area, I'm just going to start to roll around in the pelvic bowl a little bit first to loosen up my hips. Roll around one way first, opening up a little bit, and then rolling around the other way. Take another inhale up, and as we exhale, I'm going to lean on my thigh a little bit, and I'm going to reach my arm up and over and turn and take a little bit of a rotation in my hip, or I should say in the rib cage in through here, up and over, finding length and breath, of course. The breath always really expands through the rib cage. Then coming back, inhaling it up, and taking that to the other side. So I take my hand and I drop it across my lap, and then I reach my other arm up and over, and I draw my head up towards the ceiling. And coming back. There. Take the shoulders up and down a few times. Loosen up, keep loosening up. So let's go back to the elbows, and we're going to touch the elbows and open. I'm going to do this a few times, just kind of opening and touching, touch and open, touch and open. Now leave them open and just move the body down. Keep that elbow up and try to get that elbow up as far as you can, lifting up. And come back to center. So coming down, so like you're a little teapot here. Moving up, keep the chin up away from your chest. Up, over. And one more to that left side. Good. Great. And then from here, we're going to take a twist. So we're just going to twist over to the left, looking over that left. Keep your hands, if your hands are getting tired, you can bring them down. And then coming back to center and then twisting over to the right. And again, put your hands down if you're tired, it's no big deal. And then coming back to center. And then again, twisting. This time I am going to bring my hands down, I think, because I want to deepen this twist now. So I'm going to hold on to the side of the chair and the back of the chair. And I'm going to push into the back of the chair as I pull onto the side arm of the chair. Help me really deepen this twist. Now, if you don't have an arm on the chair, just hold on to the side of the outer thigh on that left. And then we'll come over to the other side, twisting, and then finding that position. So either have your hand on the outside edge of your leg and on the chair arm itself. Wherever you feel secure and lifting. The idea here is to keep lifting that back body of yours, lifting the spine, getting the length to help get the twist. And then unwinding. We'll take that again. So inhaling for a little recovery. Do that again. Inhale and just exhale now. And then twisting over, left. Maybe you get a little bit more deeper now. Maybe take the gaze towards the back of the room. Getting it in the neck. And then unwinding and coming all the way over to the other side. And again, looking a little bit beyond that nice, generous twist. And coming back to center. Good. Recovery breath to take the shoulders up and down. Letting go breath. Good, and then shake that out. And now I'm just going to lean myself forward a little bit. So I'm leaning forward like I'm looking over a cliff, a ledge, or down a well. And I'm going to really start to press out of my pelvic bowl down. And then I'm going to tuck and roll and start to roll back. So now we're going to start to use this movement to help lengthen and strengthen spine. So we tuck and roll. So I want you to think about like a slinky. Remember slinkies? We put them on the stair and they go down. Think of that. Think of your spine right now as this beautiful little slinky going down the stairs. Coming forward, really reaching with the crown of the head, and then tuck and roll back, chin towards chest as you start to roll back. Nice fluid movement here. Okay, now can we go the opposite way? So now I'm going to tuck and roll and come out and then up. Tuck and roll forward. Now it's like you're diving, coming right out of the pool, coming back and down. So dive in, and arrive. Diving and arriving. And just kind of move back and forth a little bit. You might notice that getting a little bit more loose now. You're feeling better. You've got that energy flowing. It's a good thing. Take a nice inhale up. This time we're going to clasp our hands. Look which way you've got your thumb. Bring your elbows together. I'm just going to do nice figure eights with our wrists. Make them go fast or slow for you. And then kind of go the opposite way. And then open up and then reclasp the other way. So the other opposite thumb should be on the top. It might feel a little funky. And then again, figure eights. with your wrists. Way, maybe the other way. Maybe you're not even doing figure eights. Maybe you just do this, back and forth. And then open that up. Good. All right. So now I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to bring them to the back of the chair, and I'm just going to press my shoulder blades together. A nice opening in the chest. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. This should feel really yummy. If you have your belt and you can't quite get your hands on the back, you can use your belt. So grabbing hold of the belt behind you and pulling the belt away from one another. Good. And then relax down. So now we'll just take our knee in. I'm going to take this knee in and give it a nice little squeeze. Holding for a moment. Really tugging it in. Working in through the digestive system. And of course the hip. I'm going to take this one too. Just squeeze it in as much as I can. Now I'm going to try and lift up a little bit more. Gravity sometimes pulls us down when we do this. Lifting up onto my sits bones, and I'm pulling this in as much as I can. Now while I'm here, I'm going to put my hands underneath and support this, and I'm just going to kind of swing my leg a little bit. Help my circulation on this side of my leg. I'm swinging and kicking. And then I'm going to come to the other side, and I can do this on the other side. Swinging and kicking. Then a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So I'm going to bring my foot out, and I'm just going to lean into this so that I can feel a little bit of my hamstring on this leg. Leaning forward. Coming up. And then on this side, leaning forward. Coming up, good. And we'll just kind of march a little bit. A little difficult, but this one's a little heavier. But I can manage. Kind of get that circulation in the legs now. So we've done a lot of upper body work, and I want it to start to flow down a little bit. Good. And then I'm going to take that nice inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'm going to take those shoulders back and roll them around. We did a lot of work on this upper body now, upper body movement, those shoulders. Really kind of notice if that tightness that maybe you had at the very beginning is a little bit less than it was when we started. Or if you didn't have any tightness, maybe you feel really, really good right now, a little energized. And just take one shoulder and the other shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice twist again. Inhaling it up, taking another twist. And then we're just kind of noticing our movement now, how much we are able to open up and back. Swing around the other side. Pull it back, forward. Do that one more time on either side. That actually felt really good. Drawing that elbow back, back. And one more time on this side. Reaching out, drawing it back. Awesome. All right, so just kind of roll that neck around again and see how you feel. And roll around the other way. And so for Shavasana, you know, if you have the ability to lie on the floor, you're more than welcome to come onto the floor and stretch out, or even, you know, find yourself on your couch and stretch out on your couch or recliner. For me today, I am going to actually put my block back in. I'm going to bring my foot back here so my hips are now back in a really better alignment. I'm going to end up taking my belly button into the back of my spine. I'm going to envision my breath being in my belly and start to draw the energy up from the belly button, my heart to my throat to my third eye, and then out through my crown. Getting this nice long feeling of energy being drawn up into the heavens, softening my shoulders down. And I'm going to bring the palms of my hands and I'm going to rub my hands together, creating a little friction, a little bit of energy. You've got that energy flowing within you now. And then just place it where you feel you could use a little bit of extra loving today. You know, maybe it's the knee area, rolling that energy around your knees, maybe down into your legs, maybe it's your elbows, you know, into your heart, maybe just resting them onto your belly, wherever. And then just taking a moment to find that nice equal breath. So we started out with that pranayama practice, that breathing exercise of Nadi Shodhana. So I'd like to end with that as well. So again, you can hold your elbow up, or you can take the block and hold it, or a book. Take those fingers. We're going to close up that left nostril. We're going to breathe in through the right. We're going to exhale through the left. We're going to breathe in through the left. And exhale through the right. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So you continue with this breath, this calming breath, this balancing breath of balancing the nervous system. And just relax for a moment. Take a time for yourself to enjoy the breath that you have within, enjoying your own energy, being very grateful for your energy that you have and that you're able to expand upon. And just allow yourself to gently follow that breath. And any time again that you feel a little anxious or fearful or maybe even a little depressed, bring that breath in and really enjoy that breath to help get you balanced back in to where you really need to be in life. So I want to thank you again for joining me in this chair class, and I hope to join you again soon. So for today, we're going to take our hands together at our heart shelf. We bow in gratitude to one another, and we say Namaste, which basically means that the love and the light that you continue to shine upon me is the same love and light that I shine on you. Namaste. Thank you.